Hey, Bob.
I
Well, it seems to be much lower than what I initially calculated. So we're gonna have to wait a little bit before it gets up.
okay.
I see Dave's there. I don't know some of the rest of you guys, Vern Mir and Kumar's.
You
I'll
have
try to.
anybody? Do you have anybody with you?
Nobody that's awake. Give me just a moment here. Give me a minute.
Recording in progress.
Give
Give
me
me
a
a
minute.
minute. Um,
I've got to. Oops. All right. I'm going to try and share my screen here just for a minute on the scope.
Doug,
Yes. Hey.
it looks like you've been joined by your identical twin.
Yeah, I have. What I'm trying to do is share my. Here we go. Share screen, and what I should be able to do is. Here we go. What I'm trying to do is share my screen, which will be This guy right here. Yeah. All right. Right now, unfortunately, it is really quite low, and about the only thing I can get out of Leo is Regulus. Um,
Uh,
so we will be waiting a little bit until it gets high. It's lower than what I anticipated from my measurements. So just give it a moment here. So what I can do, um, part of the requirements for um, the AL piece were to discuss the other two galactic interlopers that had come, or so I should say, the intergalactic interlopers that had come through our system. So give me just a moment here. I'm waiting for the scope to respond. All right. So this is as low as I can get right now. That's Regulus. And we've got to go quite a bit lower. So we're just going to have to kind of wait for a bit for that to get up. So I'm gonna switch over. What I'm gonna do is I have a little presentation on our prior um, group, or actually what we can do is, let me see who all's on. Is that Mike Keith? There
Of
he
course
is.
it is.
Of course it is. Great. So Mike, it's a bit low right now. It's sitting in the trees. Um, and So we'll have to wait a little bit for it to get a bit higher. Um, but
or at least we're not outdoors.
that's true. The scope is outdoors, but I'm inside, and all of us are inside as well.
Are you really thinking about 15th magnitude?
Um, let me go back to my share. I'm saying 15th magnitude, but here's can you guys see this from Stellarium?
Yeah.
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 Let me I'll do the search for 3i Atlas. They're saying I don't quite understand this language. It says magnitude 15.20. If you can see my cursor right there.
Mm-hmm.
But it says reduced to 15.65 by air masses, 3.48 air masses.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think that's
because I'm looking through 3.48 air masses.
yeah,
So when
I
it
think
gets
so.
higher, it'll be brighter. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah. But I can tell you, I'm looking at where the scope is trying to point when it's finding this, and it's literally kind of shooting over my neighbor's house right now. So we're a little bit out of it's going to take a little bit longer to get up to where we can actually see it. I'm going to speculate at least maybe another 20 minutes or so.
Okay.
So, but I mean, I'm willing to hang on. Do you guys want to say anything? I'll tell you what.
Doug, can I
Yeah.
ask a say
Yeah,
something quickly?
yeah.
This is Dave, and I was looking at the just literally looking at the Cobs, which is the the survey where the observers will check in and say what they've seen, and
Yes.
it's showing better than the 15 you're
Oh yeah.
describing.
Yeah, I saw 11. I don't know, Dave,
Really?
what are
Yeah,
you
the
saying?
um, it's showing the most recent light curves. They
Do you
are
want to
showing
share?
some.
Do you want to share, Dave?
I can try.
Sharing is enabled. So let me. I'll stop my share if you want to share it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. Is that showing up?
It says you started screen sharing.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh, okay. There we go.
And so that's the Cobb site that Mark has let me know about,
Oh,
and you can see that some of the last reports are closer to the 13.5 or 14, but you've just got recent ones that are also down in the 11 range. So I don't quite know what to make of it.
huh.
And the light they're using the best fit curve there that I'm just
Yeah.
showing with my cursor,
Yeah.
and that's in
13.
yeah, and that's actually projection for the 28th.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I saw you go up there. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you look at the
So,
19th, there's your projections.
yeah. Well, if it is in the 11th magnitude, I'll have no problem with the C star tonight.
Yeah.
Trying to pick it up for sure. But the other guy I've seen on the C star site from yesterday that people were picking it up pretty easily. So it's just a matter of waiting for it to get high enough for us to take a look at it and everything, I think. Um, well, that's good. Say,
Yep.
while we're on, why don't we have everyone kind of introduce themselves if you want to do that? I don't know everybody that's on the call.
Sure, you want to start with yourself, Doug?
Yeah, sure. Why not? So I'm Doug Lively. I've been an avid astronomer since I think 1996 or 97, somewhere in that time frame. And since I joined the club, and I have a great time working with these guys. A lot of the guys that you see on the call here are members of a group we like to refer to as ancient astronomers, or the rack dinner group. But I do have some others that should be on the call as well. But I am some of you may know that I actually go to Glacier National Park in the summers to work with the astronomy program out there. I have extended this invitation to some of them that are out there, but I don't see them on the call yet. So, but hopefully they'll join as well. So that's a little bit about me, who I am, and I do have a C Star 50 out in the driveway, just waiting for the comet to get high enough so we can actually see it. I do have a short presentation to talk a little bit about the comets that have come, or um, the extrasolar or the extra terrestrial objects that have come through
To
our
visit
solar
us.
system over the last few years, and that's actually for our AL thing. So um, but anyway, that's enough about me. Um, let's see. I see um, Mike Keith is on over there. Mike, you want to
Yep.
tell us about a little bit about
Yep.
yourself?
Mike Keefe. I've been an amateur astronomer, I'd say, since about 2003. and also a member of RAC, and recently the CHAOS, the Chapel Hill Astronomical Observational Society. And I'd say most of my pursuits now center around EAA, but just starting to get back into doing a little more visual work. So I was literally in my garage here trying to work on some equipment. I had an interesting problem last weekend with the USB not cooperating and kind of shutting down my EAA session, trying to look at the what do you call it, Geminids. But yeah, so I do something similar to what Doug does with kind of his C-Star, but I'm just using some older equipment and doing it probably less turnkey. So a little more tinkering involved.
Dave, I see you're down there, so you're next.
Next, Dave Filipowski. I have been an astronomer on and off since, hate to admit it, the late 60s, early 70s. So maybe a little bit longer than some other folks. Ended up getting away from it for a bit while I was going through my career. But now that I'm retired, about 5 years ago, really got back into it in earnest. And so joined RAC while after that in Chaos, and have enjoyed the club and experiencing these kind of things together. I don't know if I'm going to last very much longer
Yeah,
in terms of the time.
I understand. I was hoping I would have an image for you guys before this, but anyway, we'll see what we can get after this. So see how far it's gone up. So Jim Presley, I see you're next on my Zoom panel.
Okay, well, I'm Jim Presley. I think I joined the Raleigh Club back around 85, 86 with the advent of Halley's Comet. And I thought I needed a telescope, so we had classes in telescope making that led the craft center where I worked into mirror making. So, and I have been for 40 years now a visual observer. Haven't jumped into the imaging part. Just looking in tonight to see what we can see. I'm not outside. I'm going to watch it from inside. And I see Robert is here, and he is one of the creators of Astronomy Days. So we might want to talk with him.
All right, Bob.
I wouldn't call myself a creator of Astronomy Day. I was an enabler, perhaps. But if anything, it was Mark Lang, and now his name escapes me for the moment.
Might have been David.
Jerry Watson.
No.
David Williams, maybe?
I think it was David Williams, yeah. They came to see me and said, could we do this? And I gave an immediate yes. But anyway, I started interest in astronomy by joining the Junior Astronomy Club at the Hayden Planetarium, and went observing with some guy named Galileo. Anyway, I've been associated with the club for probably about maybe a little bit less than Jim. Fewer years, or about that same time. I'm not sure. Anyway, by the way, I'm Bob Wolk. I don't think I introduced myself. And I'm eagerly looking forward to seeing this, so I'm going to hang in there for a while.
Yep. I hope we'll get something soon. Vern, I haven't met you yet, so
Yeah. Hi. I've seen you guys several times at the Stanton River Star Party. I'm a follower of you guys.
Okay.
I have a
welcome.
Celestron next to R6, and I've been playing with it for a few years. I took a intro to astronomy course 60 years ago. I've been a little bit lax, so I'm just listening in on what's going on with the rest of you.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, welcome. Yeah, yeah. Just don't hesitate to chime in with anything. I see there's a Kumar's iHome or One Home. Kumar, can you hear me? Maybe not. All
He
right.
was here a minute ago.
Yeah. Do you know him, Jim?
Well, I know of him. I don't know him personally.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think he and Pat Moore used to do things together, maybe.
Okay. All right. Well, part of this, have an AL challenge, and part of that is not just being able to see the comet, but of course this can also um, uh, count as our public outreach. So definitely think about that, and then the what what I'm going to do is that in part of fulfilling some of the requirements for that, I've got a little presentation that we'll run through really quick, and we'll talk a little bit about Atlas, some of its impacts that we've kind of seen on social media, and then we'll talk about the three objects that have actually come through our solar system over the last really almost 10 years now. And so, and then we'll kind of wrap it up in terms of the presentation. So let me go ahead and I'm going to start the share. I'm going to take the share back, and I'm going to. Well, wait, let's see. I'm going to actually pull Zoom over here, and then I'm going to tell it to start the slideshow, and then I'm going to take the share. All right, Zoom. Let me stop share and go back to did we lose somebody?
Well, Kumar's back.
Oh, okay. Hey, Kumars, how you doing, man?
Got to unmute.
You're on mute.
I think we lost Dave.
Uh-oh.
All right, let me stop this real quick. And this guy, there we go. Needs to come over here. All right, now I can do this. There we go. All right. Let me know when you can see my screen.
It's still rendering. There we go.
All right, so there's the fear factor that we experienced. Are you guys seeing? Can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So there's the fear factor that comes from people thinking on social media that it was an alien spaceship. And so I took a little liberty to create a little panel that kind of showed all the worst fears it could be. So it's but anyway, so I think we're finding out that it's anything but an alien spaceship sent to invade the planet Earth. But I did take a little liberty with that.
It's great.
But
It looks like a cover from an old magazine.
you like that?
Yeah.
I created that today.
Why the Spanish influence?
Why not? But yeah, I actually made that today as from and then I told I actually made that out of ChatGPT, and I told it to make it look like a 1960s B horror movie,
Uh-huh.
and that's what it generated.
Oh, because it had the upside down exclamation point.
Yeah, I put that in there. I didn't have to, but I did.
Okay.
Well, you're confirming my theory that that all those 1950s Greek mythology movies were really documentaries, and Three Eye Atlas was an escapee from that, cousin of Cyclops.
Yeah. So anyway, so I had a little fun with it, but we know that it's anything but that, and so I think that's what we're doing here tonight. So I'm going to go to our first panel, and so really about it was actually back in 2017, October 2017, is when Uma I know I'm hacking that name up quite a bit, but let's see. That should have actually gone to the next panel. Oh, there we go. And so this was the one that was really, really very interesting. This one, because I will show the animation in just a minute, but what it actually did was instead of being actually aligned with the plane of our solar system, it was not. It actually came in from above our solar system, went down below the plane of our solar system, and came back up. So I'm going to run the video right now, and we should be able to see this is on a daily. Here is Amaro right here. All right, there we go. It started now. And so it came down, went underneath the plane, and then as it came near Earth, I'm stopping it right there. It was very close to Earth, but and then it began moving up, and then of course kind of used Earth's gravitational field as a gravity assist, and went on out of our solar system. And so, could everyone hear me on that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's not coming from the same direction as I3 Atlas anyway.
Yeah. I don't think it is. So anyway, but this is the one that got everyone excited because as Mike and I have talked many times in a lot of our where are all the aliens talks and everything, is that really the plane of our solar system actually protects us. As objects come into our solar system, those that come in with respect to the plane of our solar system are usually captured by the gas giants, and they're either kicked out, captured, or sent in towards the sun. And so if you needed to actually enter our solar system, maybe one of the best strategies is not to come along the plane where you can kind of get locked into a gravitational pull, but from above. where you can actually dive down on top of the planets. And they're not able to use their concentrated gravitational pull as like they can when you're in the plane of our solar system. And so this was what was very exciting, because also too, it's like Amaro actually used the Earth's gravitational pull as an assist to actually cause it to speed up. And that's exactly how we would do something like that. So that was very interesting. Everyone thought, well, that shows some intelligence there. The next one, though, however, was actually I think I don't know. I don't think it had barely a footnote. Okay, so this is 2I Borisov. Believe it or not, this was actually discovered by an amateur astronomer in Crimea. So this was pretty interesting. Guy's name was Borisov. So let's see how this one works. So this one again, this one kind of came in. You can tell over the plane of our solar system, under the plane of our solar system, and then came up from the bottom. So let's watch this work here. Oh, there it is. I'm sorry. It came over the plane and then went below it, but it never came back up like Amara Mara did. And this one was a comet. So Amara Mara was an asteroid. We knew that. This was a comet. It came very close to Mars, but wasn't even close to Earth at all. And then it moved on out of our solar system. And I don't know. Did you guys really hear much of it in the news?
Very little.
Very little. This would have been about 2020, 2019 through 2020. But yeah, it was relatively little news. Now the next guy, of course, is 3I Atlas. And let me see. I'll go back. Here we go. Now this is 3I Atlas. Now 3I Atlas actually was of all of them was the one that was most closely aligned with the plane of our solar system. It was still pretty far out. Came in around of course, past Neptune and Saturn, and then Jupiter, across the orbits of Jupiter. Let me start this here. And here we see it coming in. Now, again, interestingly enough, it stopped near Mars. I don't know if that's just coincidence, but it didn't actually stop. I stopped the video right around there, and then it picked up and kind of went on. But and then somewhat. Oh, excuse me, my video stopped for some reason. There we go. There we go. And now, it's anyway. We're moving on out, and then roughly about right around April Fool's Day, it'll cross the plane. It'll cross Jupiter's orbit. Jupiter's still going to be pretty far away from it, so I don't expect. I know that R.V. Loeb has said that it's going to drop probes, or someone has said that, but it's pretty far away. I just don't think that it's. And usually, if you're a spacefaring group, you want to drop your probes where the planet will catch up to the probes, not that the probes have to catch the planet. And so Jupiter is moving, away from them. So I just don't think that's going to happen. So, anyway, to me, it's acting like a comet. It's following the trajectory that was planned for it. So I'm just going to say, go out on a limb here. It's a comet. All right. My next slide is just this is actually from 11/24/2025, and so this is I took this from my driveway about 5:15 a.m. It's an 8-minute exposure, and so that's how it looked like. It's what it looked like roughly a month ago. Right. So that's really all I have. I just it was part of the requirements was for us to kind of discuss the the three objects. So I thought I'd open it up for discussion, see what you guys had to say.
Doug, with respect to Amora,
Yeah.
when you look at that path, that in that video,
Yeah.
is again, I was just trying to ascertain how much of that. Obviously, the sun is the dominant gravitational pull there. So is it? I mean, yeah, it looks like it's curving around the Earth,
Yeah.
but did the Earth really have that much of effect on it, or was the
It's
sun
hard to
is
it's hard to say. Now, what I did, Mike, is can you see my screen now? I'm on something
yeah.
different. Okay.
Hmm.
So this is the actual um, uh, path from JPL.
Hmm.
This is the actual interactive map. We could
Yep.
kind of swing it around and kind of look at what that looks like. So maybe if I maybe put it about like,
I see.
whoops, let me just put it like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm already set on a day. So let me just back up a day at
Hmm.
a time.
Yeah. Yeah, I see it's quite close to Earth.
Well,
Is that what you're trying to
I
is
don't
that
know that
what
it's
you're
that
trying?
close to Earth. I mean, depending on, whoops, it could be. Let me pull that down just a tad. There we go.
Yeah, it's so, but I think this visual is answering the question. I mean, it's the sun. If you look at that, I mean,
mhm,
it's kind of diving deep, right? You can see
right.
those really
It's
long vertical lines,
right.
and then it dives deep, kind of gets caught by the sun, and then maybe there's
Comes
a
up.
little bit of, I think it's
Right.
comes up. It's a little more, I don't know, call it coincidental.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
so I think what I heard back then was a lot of, conjecture that, oh my gosh, it's actually steering itself,
Yeah. When
which
you look at it,
I
maybe
don't, it
not.
does not appear to be the case.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, it's pretty far. I think it's pretty far away from Earth. I don't really know. It seemed to me like if you're actually going to get a gravity assist from Earth, you'd actually be in at least, at the very least, high Earth orbit. And that's not even where near it. I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah, um, it never really gets that close to Earth at all. You can see there, it's really pretty far away. I think this would have been probably where I was right there. It was the closest on. I think the 17th was our closest approach, October 17th. So it
Hmm.
would have been about right there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I hear you, Mike. I don't know what do the rest of you guys think?
It came, it went.
We're not
It
saying it's
did.
aliens, but it was aliens.
Yeah.
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 It
I'm gonna pull this up so we can actually
may be
kind of
called
see.
in the other thing.
Well, I mean, I think it's obvious given that path. It's not something that is in orbit around the sun.
Right.
I mean, so this is not something that's periodic that's going to come back.
Nope.
So yeah, so it's
Yeah, all these
amazing
things have
that we're seeing
hyperbolic
something
orbits.
from another solar system. But how intelligent is is it that did it was it specifically um, sent here to get a close flyby of Earth? I
with any luck.
I'm having trouble believing that.
Yeah.
Well, they say the newer observatories are going to see a lot more of these. The only reason this was the first one was that we hadn't had the capability of looking.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
I think
Vern's right.
That's
Yeah.
a great point, Vern. It really
Yeah.
is. We really weren't looking. And but I think this one probably has the most interesting entrance in the sense that it came in above our solar system, went down below, then kind of came up, right there about that close, just as past that closest approach. That was really probably the most interesting one. The rest of them seem to be more aligned with our plane, but it's just I think it's just it was just an unusual kind of thing at that point.
One of the things I heard was that maybe we only had about 11 days of observation between,
Yes.
And so there isn't very much information because it was whizzing right by and we didn't have much time.
That is very true. We literally did not have any time at all to observe that thing at all.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so that's pretty much that. So anyway, if you guys are doing the AL thing, so this is our discussion on the three interstellar objects, and so please make sure that you mark that down for tonight. Now let's see if I can. I'm not sharing right now. But I am gonna see if I can get the scope to slew over to where it might be. So let me just let's see. I'm gonna stop that share, and I'm gonna bring that down. Pull this over here, and let's see. It definitely is higher. I did hear from Johnny. He said that he doesn't think that that he's going to get any that clear the trees until around 2 a.m. So, by the way, if you guys have any images of other comets that you would like to share, I'll be more than happy. Share is open, so you don't have to ask me for it. You guys are more than welcome to go ahead and.
Well, hopefully Johnny can get us an image. He has a pretty large telescope designed for imaging, so if it can be imaged, I'm sure he can do it.
Yeah, he was telling me though in this tech we were chatting that he doesn't feel that he's going to be able to get anything to go. Sorry, I'm just watching my screen here. But he's not going to get anything before probably 2:30. So let me just
I may have to look at that in the morning.
Yeah, I hear you.
Well, we were fortunate enough. Al Hamrick and I drove up to Stanton River State Park, I guess a week or so, maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we're able to, we set up in the evening before and left our scopes out on the field and slept a couple of hours and came out at 4 a.m. And around 4:30, with Luke Matthews' help, we were actually able to see this thing three-eye atlas pretty easily in a 10-inch scope. And it looked almost like all the photographs I'm seeing of it. So it could certainly be seen visual then, but it was probably 10th magnitude maybe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that was good. Since I'm not an imager, that's the best I could do anyway.
Yeah. So you did view it through their 10-inch. Was it their 10-inch Dob, or what was it? Which one?
Yeah, Luke has a 10-inch Dob. He has a bigger scope, but we had set up the 10-inch, and that turned out to be just right. We had determined where it would be based on where we were in the field and had lined up for it, and found it pretty quickly. So it was a nice visual object at that point. But if it is fading like we're hearing, although tonight we are as close to it as we're going to be,
Yeah.
apparently it has faded somewhat.
But that's like, I think we're like what, 1.7 AU from it. Okay.
It was pretty neat. That night we were able to see 3 different comets on that same night. And one we saw again the next morning, and then one of those comets had fractured into 2 or 3 pieces. Mm-hmm. So I felt like we had seen 6 comets in one night. But technically that was not correct.
Well, that was the other comet, though, right? There was another.
Right. There were several comets flying over. That in itself is extraordinary.
Yeah. What was the one that was it was kind of like early evening, setting quickly in the west.
Right.
That had a beautiful tail.
Yeah, something 25 maybe.
That was one of the lemons.
Yes.
Yeah. And it was up in the morning, so that's why I'm counting it as 2.
Mm.
Okay. I actually, believe it or not, have an image. So let me see if I can share this.
Oh,
well, that thing better not be it. That's a comet.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Super.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
That can't be right.
Let me, oh, well, that's not, I mean, which one was that? Was that lemon that you were sharing?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. Lemon. That was not 3-eye atlas.
Yeah, no.
That was lemon with an iPhone.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was good. That looked like a real comet.
Well, believe it or not, I actually have an image, so I'm gonna share this now if I can remember how to get this guy to start screen broadcasting again. Just give me just a moment. Let's see. Share.
What are we doing, Bob? We're too old to be up this late.
Somehow it is.
If my head disappears below the image,
try to keep it above the horizon, Bob.
That's right.
Oh my, let's see. For some reason, they share on this particular guy. Oh, here we go. No.
Well, Mike, you seem to be pretty busy. What's going on over there?
No, I was trying to get. I got one rig fixed up. So when we were out Saturday night, for some reason I was having all kinds of USB issues. So I spent the better part of about an hour and a half before the call, just kind of working through the USB connections and got all that finished up. And then what I wanted to do that night was to play around with a focal reducer. With the scope that I've got, the CPC 1100, if I put a 0.67 focal reducer on it, it won't actually, I don't have enough room for it to clear the forks. So I've got now a point. So I have another one that works great. It's a 0.33, but
Whoa.
its working aperture is 11 millimeters. Well, my cameras are 16, and so
Hmm.
there's horrible vignetting. So I mean, you get some great views. It's nice and fast, but it just doesn't work well. The 6.67 one is probably the right, everything, but because it threads into the back of the SCT, it's not enough to, again, it kind of sticks out far enough and then it won't clear
Yeah.
the fork. So
Right.
now I got a 0.5 that's exactly 2 inches. So that should allow me to stick the camera with the reducer further into the tube. And then, so I just got to play around with the right spacing and focusing and see if that will work. And then that should allow me to clear the
Yeah.
forks. So
Well, I
just playing
probably should
around.
report. We checked the meter, the club meter against Al Hamrick's meter, and we're off by 0.6. So that's like a Bortle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know what that means, but when we were in Australia, we were getting that same kind of difference with Tony Buckley's meter. And
Mhm.
we thought maybe his meter had dirt, on the lens and was making his readings better.
Yep.
So I'm not sure what we got there, but we'll play with that some and see if we can figure out how to justify that difference.
Yeah. Interesting. Wow.
I mean, a whole Bortle number is pretty
That's,
big.
yeah, that's more than a statistical anomaly error.
Yeah. Anyway,
Well,
I'm
I
just
kind of
filling
see
the
it there,
airspace with
Doug, I
something
think.
while. Yeah, there we go. Oh, look at there.
There you go. Yeah.
I can't believe these C-Star scopes can do this stuff.
Hmm.
What can I say?
It's pretty amazing.
It is.
And for the money.
Yeah. Less than an eyepiece.
Yeah.
Well, a fancy
Well, a
eyepiece.
good
Right.
eyepiece.
Less than an enabler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me give me a second. I'm going to turn this.
Well, I think it's a great additional tool, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it can really do a great job on the planets,
Oh, no, it's pretty awful.
but for obviously something like this, and it's fantastic. And then, Jim, I was mentioning earlier that it wasn't until that last night at the Stanton River Star Party, and I got to play with the binoculars that I had won in the door prize, and it kind of just, with that power, with that aperture, it was just like it kind of rekindled something. So I mean, it's great, and I'm not dissing EAA or anything like that. It's amazing how much more I've been able to see. But there are times when just getting back to basics and having that very simple interaction.
Mhm.
So I think it's a great tool. I think we need to be careful. It can't be everything, and I don't think there's a
No,
single
it's two
scope.
different things entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So,
like when we show people stuff, most folks, when they're sort of starting out, we tell them to get a star chart and a red flashlight and binoculars,
Yep.
but they want a telescope. And I was guilty of the same thing.
mhm.
When Halley's Comet was coming, that's what kindled me. And I got an 8-inch f8 telescope, which I didn't need at all. Binoculars was what would
Yeah.
have been appropriate for Halley because it
Mhm.
was
Yeah.
tiny and far away this pass. So, but you want the telescope. So what are you going to do?
Yep. But what I like about the Sea Stars is I think it really kind of removes a big barrier into where people kind of, it's like, I think so many times people coming into the hobby now want to take the picture. They want something. They want to be able to see something that's similar to what they've either been seeing on social media, the news, or other websites. So I think this is a great way to bring them in.
Well, almost everybody who seems to join the Raleigh Club, which is now over 500, inexplicably, I don't know who these folks are, but they all indicate an interest in imaging.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and as a long-term visual person, I really just enjoy the eyepiece experience. But yeah, I can see the value of these new instruments because you can see things we can't possibly see visually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I kind of brought this out the other day when I was in the
Wait, I'm getting a lot of feedback here. But anyway, like Mike said, I think it's putting everyone on more of an equal footing. And I'm going to kill my mic over on this one.
Hey, don't be killing me.
Well, you're on two screens, Doug. Maybe you're bouncing.
I am. That's why I'm trying to maybe kill or mute one of the other mics.
Well, Vern, are you in the Chaos Club or the Raleigh Club?
Can you guys hear me now?
I'm in the Chaos Club.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're here because we tried to send out the announcement, but kind of late today, and I didn't know if anybody would stay up to see this event. So thanks for joining us.
I decided that I can stay up late. I'm not terribly interested in getting cold. So
yeah, me neither.
This works.
This is why I have the CSAR.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure that visually, where I live near Crabtree Valley in Raleigh, I wouldn't be able to see it visually anyway.
Yeah. Oh, but what I was going to say with respect to the CSAR, it keeps you, it puts everyone more on a level playing field. And what I have seen on the users group, where they're saying that, oh yeah, now that I can take pictures, what do I do next?
Yeah.
And so this is a perfect opportunity to say, let's start looking at the AL programs where you can actually start learning about astronomy. And so I think that it's more of you still have the same training opportunity, but it's different.
Well, it is. It gives you a target, and I have to admit that Al Hamrick and I have been observing together for decades, and he has been participating in AL programs, and I have not. And I think we've all seen the same objects, but I'm getting no credit for it. But that's my fault.
We need to find some way that we can bring you up to the credit.
Yeah, just the old guy thing, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I remember the days that we had Bill Webster. Bill.
Yeah.
He didn't do the AL either, but
man, could he find stuff?
Well, yeah, we called him the human go-to. He went to Florida and he was seeing things that were virtually impossible, but he was hunting them down, and we were pretty amazed. So yeah, it's a whole different ball game between visual and imaging. So.
Yeah, I'm going to restart this because you can see that the comet's starting to elongate. So I'll just restart this. Oh.
Well, the culture now is everybody that sees my little telescope wants to bring their iPhone up to it and take a picture.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I haven't had a whole lot of luck trying that myself.
It's kind of a challenge.
Yeah, I have the NextYZ thing, and that hasn't been easy to use, so I just put it away.
Mike and I started using it a few years ago with a couple of comets that were coming around, and we had fairly good luck with it.
I had to do a little bit of adjusting on, I'm trying to remember if it was, I think it was on the Z-axis, that from the factory, it wasn't all that rigid. So I
Yeah.
wound up having to kind of enhance it a little bit. And I can't remember what I did to it, but
Yeah, I had to work on mine as well.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the thing is, when it's all these different
sags.
people, Vern, you can't, everybody's phone is slightly different. So you would have to kind of adjust the axis for each phone. So it's kind of hard.
Right. And my biggest problem was trying to figure out how to aim one of the lenses at the eyepiece.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we've all had that
Which
problem.
one?
Exactly.
Yeah, which one of those 5 or 6 lenses is the actual one?
Yeah. The best thing to do is obviously got to do it kind of in the daytime, or if you can actually just have one dedicated lens, and then obviously once you got it centered, then swap it out and put the lens with the phone and the basically the NEXYZ already set up. Then you got to play around with focus. But as long as you've got it centered and you kind of do a good job of it during the daytime or like in a room, you can get it kind of just right. So and then people can then take a photo of your smartphone.
That's
Oh,
right.
okay. Yeah, that's one way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was, using my 32 millimeter lens just to find things, and then I attached it to my 25 millimeter lens because it's long enough for the little gizmo to wrap around it.
Mm-hmm.
And I did what you said, slid it in, but I was still having trouble. I was in the dark trying to figure out how to line it up. Troublesome.
Yeah.
Well, it's trouble. Like when we do public events, times I've worked with students, every one of them whip out a telephone and try to see if they can't do it.
Yeah.
And it is virtually impossible. One student, one time, put his phone up and did a perfect shot of the moon and walked away. Probably the only one I've ever seen succeed.
Yeah, the moon was the only thing I did well with the XYZ.
I will say, this is way back in, I think we'll say around 2007. I had this skinny kid come up to my telescope during one of the eclipses, lunar eclipses, and he had his little point and shoot camera. And I said, yeah, I don't think that's really going to work very well. But he set it right on top of my telescope and took a shot. His name was Chris Cole. The rest is history.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And look what happened to him.
Yeah, exactly. There's another interesting thing when you think about when we look visually is that you're actually receiving into your body the photons from another world, another galaxy, another nebula. You're actually being impregnated with the atoms and particles.
I wouldn't go that far, Doug. Well, Gary Held in our club used to say, if the photons have traveled like from Andromeda, 2.5 million light years or whatever it is, he wanted to couple them directly to his retina rather than having an intermediate experience. So I kind of like that idea.
But he did have his 10-inch was outside his house with a cable running into the house, right?
Yeah, we had that too, but yeah, he did both, to be fair, but yeah. But there is something about when you think about it. Of course, I'm not even sure we know what a photon is. What's inside a photon?
A little wavy thing.
Maybe.
Yeah, when somebody says,
this is why we need Christians in here.
I want to see it myself. Well, are you wearing glasses? Did you use binoculars? Well, Is that cheating?
Yeah, well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to argue that that's okay because, like in our case, we were making our own mirrors. We didn't go to the beach and pick up sand and melt it into a lens, but you know, we came as close as we could get to catching it, concentrating it, and putting it on our retina directly.
Yeah, think of it as your retina being stimulated by something that's coming from far away.
We used to have a refrigerator cartoon, so I don't know who sent it to us, but it had a father and son standing outside looking up at the sky, and the father was saying to the son, "No, I don't think it looks way cooler on TV." So just looking at it directly, I don't know, it has this kind of a special quality, spiritual or whatever you want to think. But yeah, we're using a lens to concentrate the light, but it is actually coming directly to us as opposed to a photograph.
Yeah, you are using a lens before it gets to the retina too, by the way.
Yeah, well, right.
Whether you have binoculars or not.
What is AID noise doing?
What is it's taking away the noise? That's
Okay, thank you for that.
I like that. I didn't even have to be artificially intelligent to tell you that.
Yeah.
Only marginally intelligent.
You're bona fide intelligent.
But it does clean up the photograph, and you can really see the difference in the comet versus the other structures around it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, that's pretty neat.
So the darn thing is still there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And is that what would you guess, or can you tell what magnitude that really would be?
I don't know. What we need to do is try to identify these stars that it's near.
Well, yeah, there you go.
I would say that it's probably close to that one and that one. There's the. Do you see
If I could get on Stellarium and figure out what that brightest star is, I guess.
Well, I'm there.
A few minutes ago, was it? I think you snapped a photo a few minutes ago, or a copy. Was it in a different position next to that triangle of little stars?
Slightly different. Let me see.
Maybe not.
Here's the one that was our earliest one. And then
yeah, it's a little closer.
It is.
To that
It's
one.
moved. It's moved a bit. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty discernible.
Yeah. Let me go to Stellarium and see if I can tell. Yeah, what's going.
Well, that's brighter than the stars right there in the triangle, except maybe the top one. Because we're getting all kinds of, according to that reference point that Dave mentioned, we're getting all sorts of different values for the magnitude.
Yeah. I'm on Stellarium, but these stars and the comet are below the magnitude that Stellarium's allowing me to see. Let me see if I can change that.
Dear sky object.
I'll look on Sky Safari and see if I can tell. Let me.
Yeah.
blank myself off here.
Of course, you've got more, way different equipment than I have, but I was trying in the last few days to get the Stellarium iOS app to connect to my
So
Nexstar.
I think is that brightest star kind of off to the left? Is that I think that's 48 Leo. Hard to tell, but
Here we go.
Now it's the one to the left.
yeah, do you see that? It's like at the very edge of your field of view.
Oh, yeah. That's probably
Let me brighten some of those stars. Let's see. Which one is that one? It is the brightest star that's it's either no,
Well, I think that
oh, you know what? It might be 48 Leo if we flip
I
left to
think
right.
the top of the triangle might be about 12 based on Sky Safari.
Oh, yeah.
And the one next to the comet is probably 13 and some
Mhm.
change.
Hmm.
Unless I'm looking at the wrong triangle. So that would be brighter than, I would guess 12 maybe, or yeah, between 12 and 13 anyway. I'm just guessing. I don't really know.
I couldn't find that triangle in Sky Safari, but I might have too many stars.
Well, it's where I see it, there are 3 stars near there, and so I'm just guessing the brighter star I'm not sure I'm going to the correct one, but that star, the brightest one, looks like 9th magnitude.
Hmm.
So it's still pretty seeable if that's correct.
Yeah.
The bright one, I don't know if you can.
Oh yeah, now I see.
So 9, and then the ones near it are more like 13 and maybe 12.
Hmm.
So we have a pretty good chance of seeing that visually.
I'm going to reset this guy again. You can't go more than about maybe 11 minutes or so before it really gets kind of elongated.
Well, it's still pretty cool that we can do this, and thanks to Doug for offering this unusual and somewhat unique opportunity.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, well, you guys are welcome.
Especially since we don't have to be outside.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
much appreciated.
Well, that's the other thing is the laziness factor. I've gotten tired of freezing myself to death outside.
Yeah, I'm on board with that lazy thing.
Yeah.
So you can see it's moved quite a way from that triangle of stars now.
Yeah, you can see a little movement there.
Yeah, it's right there.
Huh.
These are 20-second exposures. Hey, Mike, what do you think? Maybe if I went to 30-second exposures, we might see a little more data there.
You could try. I'm just wondering, like, do you have the ability to adjust the gain?
Yeah, I do.
Because I would just adjust the gain, because like the more you expose, the more that's gonna elongate that comet.
See, the only thing here is I can. Oh, that's new. I don't know what auto DDA is. Might as well play with it. Let's see. Now, what I can do is adjust the brightness. Which is almost like the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then in just a little bit, I'll run it through the denoiser.
Well, the star nearest to the triangles, according to Sky Safari, is 13.67 mag. And then the brighter star at the top of the triangle, let me see what it says. If I can get to that. The nearby bright one says it's 12th magnitude. And then the really brighter star that's off to the side must be, let's see.
Yeah, I'll pull that back in so you can see it.
Yeah.
The brighter star is 12th magnitude, the one that's not in the triangle, but the bright one near it.
Right in there.
So it's probably below 12. But it was really pretty diffuse when we looked at it visually. It was pretty bright back then, but still spread out and no real definition, no tail.
Yeah.
Couldn't see anything projecting anywhere. So,
I mean, let me ask you: wouldn't you think that supposedly it's 1.7 AUA? So,
From us or from the sun?
From the
From the sun?
From us.
Oh, from us.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't heard any reason for it to be diminishing in brightness so rapidly, but apparently it is. The aliens have turned off all the lights, I guess.
They're conserving power.
Mm-hmm. Getting ready for the next big jump.
Exactly. They're having to charge their capacitors so they can.
They should be able to do it next to a star, you know.
Wait, let me.
I forget the name of it, but there's like a wall limit or something limit that as it goes by Jupiter, Dr. Loeb, who I hope has a very strong tenure arrangement with Harvard, is predicting that would be the perfect point to drop off small shuttlecraft to be in orbit around Jupiter.
Yeah, but again, the problem has to answer for that is that Jupiter is heading away from the comet.
Yeah. Oh.
You know, and you would want to put your shuttle in front of Jupiter so it could catch up to them.
Well, apparently that little sphere right around that I don't know how accurate any of this stuff is, but that point, there is a point between the sun and Jupiter, and the comet did a slight change in course that puts it right through that needle. That's one of the things they're saying. So it could drop out stuff and it would just naturally orbit Jupiter regardless.
Oh, Jupiter's gravity would pick it
would
up.
Hold it it's exactly at the balance point. So I don't know. I've gotten in trouble arguing about this, so I'm not gonna.
Well, he's still a crackpot regardless.
Who said that?
Yeah.
Mike.
It's the problem that Lowell had. He was, they kept arguing with him over the canali. He wouldn't let it go.
There was a kind of a language problem there, though, I think.
Yeah. But
all right.
I don't know. It stirs up a lot of energy, apparently, with some folks.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, that guy's just, yeah.
Well, he knows how to get on TV and internet and every other possible venue.
Well,
he's been doing it as fast and hard as he could for the last 2 months. So
yeah. So
we all know his name at least, so he's succeeded in that.
Yeah. That's another good one right there.
Well, you're getting some good ones. I cannot believe that. Is this the 50 millimeter objective?
Yeah.
Tiny little 50 millimeter.
Give me a break.
With a 250 millimeter focal length.
Basically, it's Jim, a spotting scope.
I'm telling you, a finder scope off the Meade.
Can knock that thing out. Well,
that's all it is.
Actually, Ed Ting just reviewed, I think they're the Nagler 7 series.
Mm-hmm.
And he gives them like an extraordinary positive review. He and his club tried them out, and everybody agreed that there's just something there. They can't really define it, but it's just better. And they're 600 plus. So they cost more than well, maybe comparable to a current C-Star with the tariffs and stuff. But but unbelievable that one eyepiece costs as much as this entire telescope system.
Yeah, it is. Well, did you see his review of the C-Star?
Well, that was a while back, and to be fair, he came out with that pretty early, and they were not processing like what Steve does. So yeah, they weren't delivering the kind of images we're getting now.
Right.
So they have, between what y'all have done, Steve can do. I cannot believe a 50 millimeter objective can do that.
Yeah.
And yet it does.
Well, I am going to sign off, gentlemen. Doug, thank you so much for putting this together.
If you're doing the AL, I think you can count all this.
Yeah, I'm not, but
okay.
Yeah, but it's good to be able to.
Yeah, I'm dropping off too.
To
get up.
Thank you for joining, man.
Yep. And Vern, hope to see you in future chaos meetings.
You bet.
All right.
All right, Vern, are you retired?
I am. Yes.
You should talk to Brother Woke here about joining the ancient astronomers.
We need to get a little better name than that, Doug.
All right. How about the cosmic cogitators?
We'll have to work on this. We'll have a meeting.
We can ask ChatGPT.
Yeah.
How about
I'm ancient enough. Yeah. Since I can say I took my first astronomy course 60 years ago.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yep. They asked me to be a TA, but I was too busy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say you might be a record holder, but Bob Mike can beat you. I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah.
Cosmic codgers.
Yeah.
I'm not liking any of these. We'll work on it.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Carry on.
See you guys.
While we're doing conversation, Jim, I'm going to do the Zoom invitation this week.
Oh, thank you, because I messed it up in the middle of the week. Thank you for letting me know. I thought I had sent it out. I had set the meeting up, but I had used the wrong header, and I put my name in the list, and it showed up. So I thought it went out, but it didn't. So when you contacted me, I resent it, and it worked okay. So.
Oh, so were there more people who didn't get it?
No, I resent it and everybody got it. It just had not gone. I used the wrong header. So there's always some trick to this when you're trying to do a meeting, but I'm relinquishing it back to you, so it is now in your capable hands.
Oh, well, we shall see. Zoom occasionally throws me a curve.
Yeah, well, it does seem to change periodically. But well, Doug, I don't know if I'm going to last much longer myself since it's now 109.
Yeah.
109.
1010. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking
Hey,
at.
that's fine. You guys can drop off anytime you want. I'm gonna hang around and wait for Johnny. See if he can.
Oh yeah, see if he
Going
can
to
come up.
John.
I might check back in later, but yeah, it wouldn't clear his house, but he has a 14-inch, so he could certainly reach it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Well, this has been great, Doug. Thanks
All
very
right.
much.
You're welcome.
I
Thanks.
appreciate it.
Thanks for joining.
Most astronomy I've been able to do in the last, I don't know how long.
Hey, get yourself a sea star, Bob.
Oh,
That's not my problem. C-Star would be easy.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, he lives where there are a lot of trees and lights.
yeah, and I need to
Well,
drive. I need to drive to
I
get
should have
it.
taken a picture so you guys can see where the sea star is. It's sitting in my driveway. There's a street light directly across from it. And it's
You using your truck?
I'm using the truck. I'm got the back lid up, so it's actually casting shadow over the sea star.
Yeah, when we go out to Lake Jordan, Dave Filipowski brings an old style slide projector screen.
Yeah,
and we drag it back and forth to block whatever lights are out there. But
great
week when they went out for the Geminids, probably over 200 people showed up, and they kept circling the parking lot looking for a place to park with their lights on.
Well, especially when they saw us out there, they would strafe us with those lights, trying to figure out what we were doing.
Yeah, well, they had no idea. If you're not clued in, I mean, when I started 40 years ago, we were taught star party etiquette, and there were certain rules you didn't violate, but these people don't know about that.
Well, I've certainly been guilty of breaking that myself, but anyway.
Yeah. Well, it's just a learning curve, I guess, but it's pretty amazing what the C Star can do. And I don't know what the C30 or whatever the new one is, but it's like it'll go in your jacket pocket.
Huh.
Yeah. Well, that's actually the dwarf Pro, I think it is. You can just stick it right in your jacket pocket. It's a 30 millimeter.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Well, so I see those three stars there. They're like 12, 13, and the bright one is 12 to the left of the triangle, the brightest one in your picture. So that's the range we're in. I don't know for sure how you would calculate that if you concentrated the comet, but I would say that's brighter than 12th.
Yeah, and the other thing too is it's getting higher in the sky.
Well, right, that'll help too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe by the time Johnny hits it with a 14-inch, it might be pretty decent.
Yeah. I'm gonna reset this real quick. That's the only thing with this is it plate solves, and so it's instead of actually taking a vector to a star, and so it elongates. Didn't look like a reset.
Well, I've started using the Celestron Star Sense Explorer, and I just bought their inexpensive telescope and stuck it on one of my bigger scopes, and it plate solves very accurately if you get it aligned properly at the beginning of the evening, and you can find anything.
I like that. That's really neat.
It's an amazing trick, and then once you've got it mated to the telescope properly, you can literally pick the scope up and walk 100 yards and set it down, and it'll still know where it is. Yeah. It's way easier or more flexible than like when you're using coders where you have to set it up and level it and find 2 or 3 stars and go through a whole series. Plate solving is just, there it is.
Yeah.
So it's pretty amazing. I wish we had that about 30 years ago.
Yeah. I think, but I really think that's neat. The way that works is, it's pretty nice. I wish they would actually sell that separately.
Well, I kind of feel like eventually they may do that. I'm not really sure what they're doing. It's almost too simplistic because when I first tried to use it, I thought I had to give it some stars or tell it something. The phone knows what time it is and it knows where you are. So what in the old days we used to have to type in latitude and longitude and the time and the offset from universal time, and it was like a 10-minute, 15-minute setup. And
Right.
with this, you just prop it up and aim it at the sky, and it goes position found.
Huh.
And you ask it for a target, and it just takes you right to it.
Yeah, that's really nice.
So anyway, several of us are beginning to buy those units, buy used telescopes, and just take them off and use them.
Yeah, I've kind of been looking around on the Facebook marketplace to see if someone wants to give one of those up.
Well, that's where I got mine, but John Sims in Concord, I talked to him yesterday, and he noticed that the 114, which is a little tiny 1,000-millimeter Bird Jones telescope, which is not the ideal choice, but it was on sale 25% off. So he just bought that to get the little device.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it was like 190 some bucks. So, but yeah, they could easily sell that thing for $80 or $90. I don't know why they don't do that.
Well, my two grandsons are kind of struggling right now with their scopes. They're not really using them. And so I'd like to be able to find a way that they could actually find objects easier. I think they'd get their scopes out and use them a lot more.
Well, yeah, until you've learned the sky, like if you've done this a long time, like I use a laser, and like I have said many times, if you arc across the sky with a green laser, people are more impressed by that than whatever I show them. There's a lot of ooh and an ah and questions about it. But when you know where things are, it's not that hard to find them. But if you're starting out and you've got this device stuck on your scope and align it, you can find anything at all. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know why they don't just market it, but it's really aimed at people who have no experience, and in that way, it's almost too simplistic.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, looks like that thing is moving away from the triangle. That's interesting.
It is. Yeah. But do you remember that really long scope that was there in the club? Rob Parsons had it on giveaway. I think it had close to a 10th wave mirror in it. Anyway, I got it in the giveaway.
Oh, okay.
So one of those actually went to my one of my grandsons, and then I had one of those old Coulter 8 inches. There was an F4, 5, I think it is.
That's typical. Yeah. Right.
And I gave it to one of my other one. But they're just not using them right now.
Yeah, well, if you can't find anything, if you don't know where things are, I mean, you can look at the moon, maybe at the bright things that are probably Saturn and Jupiter.
Jupiter, right.
But that's about all a beginner's going to find, and you almost do need some help with that, and it can be very frustrating.
Yeah.
But that's part of the deal. You expect a little bit of that. It took me a long time to figure out how to find anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, but once you found it, then it's pretty straightforward. So,
right, then you know where it's at.
Yeah, it's like I keep telling people, it's exactly where it always is. The Earth is rotating, but the thing is where it always is.
Yeah.
So once you figure out that, if you could find something like a Vega, you got the double in the ring right there. So,
but Jim, I got to tell you, a few nights ago, I was trying to find the bottom of the trapezoid. Right? Vega, I could see. Yeah. I couldn't see the trapezoid at all.
That is, from my yard, I can no longer see it. It's really annoying. I can't see the double, which of course you can see on a normal dark sky. Mm-hmm. But like I have to sweep around it to even find that. And so it's pretty frustrating where I happen to live. But we just drive out to Lake Jordan or up to Stanton River or any place. So a lot of guys now are going down to Medoc.
Oh, they
That
are.
seems like a long drive back, though. The real problem is driving back afterwards.
Yeah.
But
Well, after freezing to death out there and
yeah,
trying to get to it. Yeah.
yeah, the freezing is uncomfortable at a certain age, and I've finally gotten heated socks and heavy boots and a big top hat like they wear in Russia kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
So if you can keep your head and feet in control, it's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if we lost Bob. He seemed to have gone out of the picture there,
He went below the horizon.
I guess. Well, I'm going to go help tomorrow, I think. We're not open in the loaner program for returns or pickups, but I think there was some questions about one of the scopes. So I'll probably step out now so I can wake up in time to go over and try to figure out what to do about it. It's a Coulter mirror, but they don't have their idea of adjusting this mirror. It was taped down with duct tape and staples. And apparently you just align it once and good luck, because somehow Rob found the alignment instructions and it says aim the scope straight up and just let the mirror fall to the bottom. And then you do the alignment on wherever it fell. And I guess when I took the mirror out, it was taped and stapled. And I thought, what are they doing? But it turns out that is the actual instructions to do it. And we were able to get it aligned, and it didn't look that bad. The mirror is not a good mirror, but it's okay. So we're going to sort of try to decide tomorrow whether we need to keep it in the loaner program or,
Is it the actual Coulter scope, or you just have
it's an actual, and it's heavy. It's a very heavy, massive scope.
Oh, yeah.
You
is
have
it an 8-inch?
Yeah, no, I think it's a 10, I believe.
Oh, really?
But the thing is, it's like kind of overly heavy. And I met somebody out at Lake Jordan this weekend named Al who has checked out scopes with us. And he was kind of trying to decide, did he need an 8 or a 10?
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll need to get together and try to see what he needs to do. But I've started using an 8 for public because I'm not trying to show them super dim stuff anymore.
Yeah.
And so you can reach most things that folks recognize in an 8-inch, okay?
Sure.
It's a lot easier to pack up when it's time to go home.
Yeah. The 8-inch that I gave my grandson, the guy I bought it from never put a dust cover on the top of it.
Yeah.
So it had a layer of dust on it.
Yeah.
I just kind of soaked it really well. And then I took I'd taken the mirror cell out. I just soaked it really well. And literally I kind of tipped it over and it sloughed right off.
Yeah.
And so,
yeah. A lot of times these things that look like they're terrible are actually fine once you clean them up.
Yeah. So the mirror turned out pretty good. Wasn't perfect, but
yeah, several of the ones we've looked at really aren't, like the mirrors that we tried to strive for in our class, but they're serviceable. I mean, we were pretty picky, and 12th wave wasn't good enough, and Gary used to tell us 12th wave is fine. If you hit that level, it's a very rare night you would do any better anyway.
Right.
But this one we're looking at tomorrow is probably going to be okay, but it's just so big and heavy and clunky, and the way you adjust it is like impossible for an average person to do.
Yeah. Do you think the mirror sill is out? Or?
Well, that's what we need to do. It really, if we're going to loan it out, we need to put it in a real cell. There's no air around it. It's totally airtight. And it was basically glued down.
It's glued down. That's why I thought it was glued down.
Yeah, so we need to put it in a real mirror cell.
Right.
See, then you sort of get into, do we need to buy a modern mirror cell for this thing? I don't know.
Now you're talking a little money there.
Yeah, over 100, about 120 or 30 probably. So.
But what about the focuser and the secondary?
Yeah, it needs a 2-inch. It has a 1 1/4 rack and pinion. It's got everything wrong.
Oh, well, that Coulter I had didn't even have that.
Yeah,
It had it was one where you're just basically moving it in and out, and you just had a little ring you
just
tied
slid it.
around
Yeah.
it.
Well,
And then
they got a terrible rap that was somewhat deserved, and we used to have folks when we were doing our class would bring in coulters, like the 13s and 10s, and you could see work marks on them, a little, like they had used machines that, well, I'm waving my hand around here. I don't see the yellow. They had polish marks that were oval. And so most of them, that was during the days of Halley's Comet where they were cranking them out. And I acquired a 13.1 inch mirror that's 1 inch, 1.1 inch thick. And I put it on a test stand and it looks perfect. It's like textbook. But it was from like 1981, 2, 3, somewhere before the Comet. So somebody at Coulter back then were making very good mirrors. It was producing a horrible image when I got it in the big 150-pound tube and base. I thought it was terrible, but I took it out and looked at it. It looked fine. And Pat Moore helped me build it into a truss tube assembly. And I swapped out the secondary. I'm not sure how good the secondary was, but I had one. And now it's actually an excellent mirror. Like goes above 300 power and still looks sharp. So,
oh wow!
So there was nothing wrong with those early ones, and this has got like a 45-year-old coating.
Yeah.
So they were making pretty good mirrors in the original Coulters. So it's kind of a toss up. So all you can do is just check them and see. But this one's actually one of my better scopes, strangely enough.
Yeah. The secondary on the one it's just like a single truss bar going across.
Yeah. Oh yes. Well, you call that the lawnmower blade?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it looks like, and that's what was
what
in
it
this
does
thing.
look like.
Yeah, I know it could be a weapon. So I don't know. They really had I don't know. They were so heavy, and there was no opening. The back had a tailgate, and you drop the mirror in it and shut the tailgate. There was no way any kind of circulation could occur.
Right.
It would never catch up with the ambient temperature.
Right.
And when I first got it and tried it, it would only go to about 20 power before it started to look soft. And now it goes to over 300. So
that's nice.
There was nothing wrong with the mirror at all. Are you reloading? Look at it. It's moved further away from that star.
It has. I'm doing a reset to see it. That's the only thing. You have to. I'm not sure how long I'd let that one go.
Yeah, well, that looked pretty good, and you could see some distance occurring there, so it's moving along.
Yeah.
The one that really moved was Yakataki. You could actually watch that thing move over just minutes.
One thing about Atlas is that they were talking about, it's moving really fast, but I wonder if there is actually a limit. Something coming from the Kuiper Belt or the Oort cloud, it doesn't really have that much time to actually get a lot of speed. But coming from outside our solar system, it's been slowly, speeding
it's
up
bringing its own speed. Yeah,
exactly.
No telling what launched it or from where. I think it's coming from the center of the galaxy. I've just gathered from something I heard, but it's moving at an enormous speed. Right. And, of course, then they start saying, well, it's doing a micro adjustment, which was supposed to slightly alter it to bring it to within that limit.
Yeah. And
I can't remember what the name of it is, but there is a radius around a heavy object where there's a balance point between it and the sun. And this is apparently going to pass right through that needle. So that gives A.V. Loeb something else to talk about.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Well, it's all kind of fun, and it's fun to do this. I don't know how late you want to stay up, but I guess I'm going to have to cash out here pretty soon. So.
All right. Yeah, we'll see you later.